What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric the Cosmic Wizard, and this is Cosmic Tarot. This is going to be an Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus video. So eat the meat, spell the bones, to resonate, and leave the rest behind. Alright, Aries, let's get into this reading, y'all. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. And y'all are getting ready for the holidays. If you're here in the States. Ooh, 10 of Cups. I like this. So, you have had a lot of I feel like, a sense of community has been very important to you. I was going to say family, but I know family can be a triggering topic for certain people. So, this card could also represent community, and a family is a form of community. So, if it is family, it's family. But to me, this represents, our work family, our friend family. If my friends are my family, my relatives are my family. The people I work with or people I used to work with are my family. So I have lots of different families. I got my teacher family, the college family, my relatives. So, ooh, the Lovers here. I love this. You are surrounded. I know the last couple of weeks have been a lot of doom and gloom. Ooh, and my third eye is like, ooh. Expansion. I know those last couple of weeks I have been talking about, oh, there's people around that don't like you. Oh, there's people around that don't like you. Oh, there's people around that don't like you. Yeah, but you know what? There's more people around that actually love you. And let's focus on that. Because I do see that there are so many people here who love you. The 10 of Cups and the Lovers. You have someone here in your energy who has been here. Okay, this is recent energy. This is not coming soon, next year. This is already here. This has been here. You have people here that love you. And as I look at this, I see the 10 of Cups and the 6 Lovers. 16. This is a tower moment for you. To actually, for me as well, is to realize, there are just so many good people in your life, and I think sometimes survival will teach us to focus on the threats. It'll teach us to live in a state of just surviving and just looking out for the next, shoot or drop, or the next whatever to happen. But I really think it's important to really take time to acknowledge how much love, how much compassion, how many people are really supportive of you, and how many people want to see you do well. I mean, I could think of 2 people in your life that want to see you do well. You and me. So that's at least 2 people right there. And then you could throw in, I'm sure if you were to sit down and really think about the people who okay, if something really bad happened, even if you are, me and my best friend are right now, but if something was to happen, I would be right there. You know what I mean? I would never let anything stop us from actually being there for each other if it was something super serious. Right now, we're kind of having a little moment. We're gonna get through it though. You know what I mean? It's like couples fight, best friends fight, but at the end of the day, that love is there, right? And it's never gonna move. It's never gonna change. So you have an undeniable, unconditional love here for you, and the people who hurt us are often the people who love us, because we put, attachments, we put fine print into the clauses of, oh, well, but, we're human. We all make mistakes. We all fumble. We all overreach, we all misstep, we all, you know what I mean? And it's a difference between, getting caught up in the moment and then, malicious, backbiting, slander, trying to discredit someone, lying, stealing, betrayal. There's nothing like that. Those aren't good friends. But when sometimes, people are like, hey, you know what? You tell someone about themselves, or they tell you about yourselves, and maybe you don't like what they had to say, like when your friend tells you, you know what, you need to like cut that shit out because I love you and you need to stop doing that stupid shit. And you may get a little, but did she lie? Did he lie? Do you need to stop? I can sit up here and be upset because my friends, were telling me like, you need to stop drinking so much, and I can get in my feelings and let that shit hurt my feelings. But was the bitch lying to me? Did they lie to me? No. So I think you are learning or starting to realize that, like, there's way more love in this world than you realized. And there's a lot of love directed towards you. There's a lot of love directed towards you. And I think, when we have a hard time accepting love for ourselves or, self-love, we have a hard time seeing love to ourselves as well. Oh, why is so-and-so into me? I'm not pretty. I'm ugly. I'm fat. I'm nasty. I'm gross. Why is so-and-so into me? Why would anybody like me? I'm too this. I'm not rich. I don't have any money. I ain't got nothing going for me. Why would anybody want to be with me? And if you got that attitude, yeah, why would anybody want to be with you? Sound like you don't even want to be with you. So, yeah, that's a very good point. But you're not like that, though. You know what I mean? So, you're learning to move away from that type of thinking about yourself. If that's something you struggled with here. Yeah, you're a very resilient person with the Nine of Wands here. You've built this impregnable fortress. Okay, and that's a good and a bad thing. I'm going to say it like that. Because, resilience is often, a sign of overcoming obstacles and trauma, and, you have these strong boundaries, okay, because of the burdens others have placed on you. Okay, so you've learned how to, like you've had 8 times where you've had to put up your wall, and now you've created, a gate. You've created a boundary. You've put up a barrier. And you don't even have to look back at it anymore. Look back at it. You know what I mean? You've created something here that is sturdy, taking care of itself. And I think what it is it's you've fostered a community of people that love you, that want to see you be happy, that go up for you, that cheer for you, that you cheer for as well. You do have a community of people out here who love you. And I think sometimes, when you out here chasing the law of attraction, trying to make people like you, you start to lose sight of who's always been in your corner. And I was looking at these old pictures of me in my 20s and early 20s. And I was like, damn, like, okay. And I was like, I remember being like, you were so unhappy. That it was like, why were you so miserable? It's because I didn't love myself. I didn't think I was worthy. I didn't think I deserved to be happy. I literally remember saying that to one of my friends. And I was like, I don't deserve to be happy. And they were like, that's so stupid. And that really pissed me off that he said that. He was like, that's dumb. Why would you? And I was just like, then I thought back, like, yeah, that was a dumb thing to say. Why do I not deserve to be happy? What have I done that makes me be so unlovable and so unhappy? Because, like, and it was just the self-imposed negative belief I had on myself. But I overcame that with resilience. And now, sometimes you may have a wall, a very defensive mentality where, that, the little fat kid in me in all white schools who got picked on still comes out at 35. You know, it still comes out. You know, I'm still very, when I meet new people, I'm very quiet sometimes, depending on the setting. Like, I really don't give a lot of energy to new people, just because I've had a lot of people burn me in the past. You know, I've really have learned to just kind of like pull it back and don't say too much, don't tell too much, just because, you know, I've had experiences now where I don't want to call myself bitter. I just want to call myself discerning, and I just really feel like you have to really vet people. And with this Nine of Wands, I feel like you have fortified around you a really good group of people. You have a lot of people that love you, and so, you know, it's so easy, especially when you're trying to foster something new. You know, and you know, I got a testimony. You know, I was sitting around and I was, you know, the Eight of Swords here, and the Magician. I was manifesting my own heartbreak. I was manifesting my own negative beliefs by, you know, accusing people of being jealous, you know, just being overly guarded here with my heart, that I completely, 11/22, that's today's date. I completely overlooked all the good things in my life, worrying about the imaginary threats. You know, I was so busy. It's like, you know, it's like, how I put it. Imagine like someone who was like super wealthy, right? And they spent their entire life just guarding their money. You just sat there and just looked at it and guarded it. You know, you didn't want anybody to come near it. And then you die, and it's like, damn, I didn't do anything. I didn't have any fun. I didn't go on any vacations. I didn't take any trips. I was so busy protecting my money that I never got to experience life. I never got to experience anything that I could do with that money. You know what I mean? You know, like parents who push their kids to be like these perfect people when they get older, your kids just end up hating you, don't want anything to do with you. Or, you know, or the complete opposite, where you don't fortify your children at all. You just can't wait to push them out of the house when they turn 18 because you're sick of looking at their ass. Well, then now they leave the house, but you didn't teach them anything, so now you got to still running behind them. You got to help them do this, you got to help them do that, because you didn't want to take the time to actually parent them. I'm not saying you, it's just an analogy. Don't, not coming for anybody. I don't know y'all like that, you know. So the Nine of Wands, I want you to remember that you are a resilient person, but don't lose sight of the people here who love you. And as a matter of fact, I would say focus on building and fortifying a healthy relationship around those people. Yeah, I love this King of Cups energy. This is you. I gotta see my baby before she leaves. Okay. Sorry, it's today is Friendsgiving, and I got some friends coming in town, and I got other friends. So like, I'm trying to make these videos today. I'm recording this today on Saturday. I'll be honest, y'all may not get a video today. Y'all might not get to see this till Sunday. It just depends on how my schedule goes, because I've got to see my baby. She is in town, and like, you know, she is a freshman in high school, and that is a very crucial year. And you know, she has a really good dad in her life, and you know, I believe, you know, little black and brown girls, all girls really, they need multiple male, you know, adult males that teach them, like, you know, to respect themselves and to be good to themselves, and not to let these little boys play in their face. And who better than your Uncle Eric to teach you to not let these boys play in your face. So, and just also, you know, I just love being around her. She's so sweet. She's such a kid. She's such a good kid. Me and her mom have been best friends since she was like 3. And to see her like turn into like a fucking adult, it's just like, we're turning into an adult. It's just like, oh my God. Like, and right now she's at that like teenager phase where it's like 6, 7 and hoodies all day, and I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot wait till you're like 20 something so I can actually have a conversation with you, because right now, like, I love you, But like everything's like, man, I'm too cold. I think you're just like, oh god damn, was I like that when I was a teenager? Like, fuck, teenagers are so ugh. And I was a high school teacher. I was like, how did I do this for 10 years? Like, god damn, y'all are like annoying. Like, ugh, the most depressed fucking group of people. So, she's not depressed, but like, you could not pay me to be a teenager nowadays. I can tell you that much. The King of Wands, the King of Cups is totally someone here who is, this is the lucky there's a family guy, you know what I mean? Like, not Peter Griffin like, but just very much the, just joyful, gregarious, loving, caring, honest, compassionate, emotionally fulfilling, deep person here that I think, you know, if you're single, this is, you know, this could be someone who wants to come in and really be there for you. If you are a masculine, this could be your energy as well. You're being the provider, the protector, and not just financially, but someone who is emotionally, someone who is very creative, someone who is very expressive of their, oh my God, I need to put this phone over here because this is going to destroy the shit out of me. Sorry, y'all. You know, yesterday, Friday, was a pretty busy day for me, so I'm a little behind. I like to have y'all's readings done the day prior just because I like to put y'all's out early. But it is what it is. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we got the Judgment card and the Lovers again. There's two Lovers in this deck, and we got the Judgment card. These both look kind of very similar. To me, this is your higher self. You are walking into a... Let me stop saying you're walking into. You're not walking into. You have already crossed into this timeline of abundance, success, and prosperity. So there's, ooh, don't make that face. Ace of Wands here. Ooh, yes, I love this. The Ace of Wands and the King of Cups, like in your coming up energy, you're walking towards this very, someone here wants to create something with you. It could be this King of Cups energy. Doesn't have to be a water sign person, but it could be someone here who you could be a paternal figure as well. Ooh, Five of Pentacles, the Devil, the Hierophant, the Seven of Wands, reverse, and the Five of Wands. Okay, well, you know, you can't have light without a shadow. The Five of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Hierophant here. So there is someone here from your past who is in a complete opposite vibrational energy of you. With the Five of Pentacles and the Devil here, this is very, 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 very polar from the Ten of Cups and the Lovers. So much so that I actually want you to see the juxtaposition between these two sets of cards here. Look at this again, okay? Actually, I'm going to show you how it appears to me. So you have the Ten of Cups and the Lovers, right? This is very happy, very, very good, okay? This is your energy. Great. Like, your cards came out today, like, perfect. I love this for you. And then we got this sad shit right here. I don't know what this is. But this is someone, and this flew out. So yeah, I told you when cards fly out, that's somebody else, okay? Because I take my time with y'all. This is somebody who's trying to pop out, and they want to be seen. The Five of Pentacles, excuse me, and the Devil here. This is very low vibrational energy. This is very, I want to say demonic. Demonic. Make sure I spell that right. I was a science teacher, not an English teacher, okay? My spelling is shit. I remember one time, I have a funny quick story. This always makes me laugh. I wrote something on the board. Something like, you know, again. And it just looked so weird to me. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I asked I was like, did I spell that right? They were like, again? I was like, yeah, like AGAIN. They were like, yeah, like, are you okay? Like, are you? The kids were like, are you fried? Are you okay? Are you high? And I was like, no, I'm just tired, kids. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. I have terrible spelling. Like, my spelling is terrible. But I can spell erythromycin, no problem. I can spell leukocytes, no problem. Sternocleidomastoid, got it. But again, fucks me up every time. I used to spell experiment wrong. I don't know why. It's just like the E, the I thing, I, like, that's just like, I never figured it out. Anyway, this person's energy is demonic. Demonic. And what I mean by demonic, do I mean like there's like actual ghouls and demons flying around them? Maybe. But this is someone here who feels very ego, very confined, very trapped. This is someone who is heavily influenced by reactionary person, someone who is influenced by the people around them. Like, this is a crash out dummy. And this person here is in this hierophant, in this high and mighty position. Like, this is someone who is very pompous, is what I'm getting. This is a very pompous energy. This is someone who is very it's almost like this is a self-righteous spiritual person. So this is like, I'm thinking of like the charlatan priests, or the very, do as I say, not as I do kind of energy. I think about, what's his name, Jamal Bryant, the pastor who is known to just kind of go around and sleep within his congregation and people like that. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, excuse you, Mr. Candlewax, no, you dropping on the floor like you paid rent. You better not make a mess over there. These candles be talking crazy to me. And I'm not trying to like diss anybody who, follows him or anything like that. But to me, I feel like if you are someone who is of the clergy, of the cloth, or just anybody who is an influential person, it kind of puts you like in this position where you're going to have people who are going to find themselves wanting your energy, your essence, or whatever. And it doesn't necessarily have to be sexual, right? But you have an obligation to, be respectful to other people's bodies and to like their desires, and not, flex your status or your influence on people for your own personal gains. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. Take it how you leave it. And I feel like this is someone here who is very, they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk here. And with the 7 of Wands here and the 5 of Wands, this is someone here who's 7 and 5, that's 12 Wands. This person's in Hangman. This person here is, they can't defend themselves from what's coming towards them, because this person has been sending you all kinds of spiritual attacks. Maybe I don't want to put nothing on you that don't exist, so don't put that out there. If it don't apply to you, let it fly to you. Let it fly from you. Don't let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly. Ain't that what they say? Something like that. Then the 5 of Wands is just who hit you with the ugly stick? Like, they getting their karma back. They, you didn't sit around and you didn't spread bare false witness. You rang very false. This person rings very false. They just tell lies. They make shit up. You know what I mean? And, they're like, well, you don't have to believe me. You can just take my word for it. Just take my word for it. And it's like, no. But, I said all that to say this. Yes, there are people out here who love you. And there's more people who love you. And there could be 1 or 2 little knuckleheads out here who are out here. But like I said, Spirit is dealing with them. The defenses are weakened. They can't defend themselves from okay, like that one lady who got in my comment was talking about something, you cuss too much. And y'all cleared that bitch. Y'all got her together. I was like, ooh, I ain't have to say nothing. They're like, this is his channel. He can say whatever. I was like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, don't come over here and talk to me and tell me about myself on my channel and think that the Aries, baby, y'all don't play about me. I don't play about y'all. So I got that lady together. Whoever that was. I'm trying to dial it back some, because I don't want to be on her cussing and stuff all the time. I just found out yesterday that my one of my aunts watches my channel, so now I'm like, oh my god, please don't watch me. It's gonna make me embarrassed. Having like, I don't think I'm like, Mama, don't watch my channel. Please don't watch my channel, Mama. Please. I be talking about some stuff that I don't want my mama to know. I mean, I'm grown, I'm grown. But like, also like, you don't want to hear some shit I be talking about. All right. I just want you. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And see, I just realized something. Even this person who is like, 10, 11. So now it's 10, 12. Even the person who is like towards you, they're like that because they feel cut off by you. They feel like the people don't like you because they can't be around you. People don't like you because you did something bad to them, or they may feel like you not being around them is something bad to them. But they gotta resonate. But people, you're not out here, stealing people's partners and stealing and robbing and killing and thugging and thieving and driving and hanging in the child line. You're not doing none of that. You having just regular good times. Yeah, these people mad they can't come with you because they got this fucked up spirit on them. They got this spirit of lack. They got this egotistical mindset, this very, materialistic based consciousness where they just want to have shit, but they don't really care about people around them. They ring very false. And these are people that you have been around in many, many lifetimes. These people are upset with you because you have changed to them. But here's the thing. It's not that you've changed. You've just embraced who you always were meant to be. This loving, caring, emotionally fulfilled, deep person. And these are people who have basically sold their souls to the devil for a few party tricks, for a few, good times, for a few followers here with this Hierophant. They may have a little bit of, clout here and there. They may have a little piece of following in behind them. They may have a little piece of, to me, the devil and the Hierophant right next to each other, 15 and 5. And look, oh my God, I've never noticed this before. Look at the similarities between these two. Look at this. Here's the devil, right, with the chains, okay? And here's the Hierophant with the motherfucking keys to unlock him. So to me, this is giving somebody who, this is a double-sided person. And what I mean by that is, this is someone who has people chained up energetically here, and they dangle the keys in front of them. And they feel like you're doing this to them, honestly. Because this person is upset with the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Six of Swords here, because the communication is cut off. Either this person has stopped talking to you or you stop talking to them. This person lives in disharmony. Six of Swords, Six of Cups in reverse. A lot of fives, a lot of sixes. Change, and lack of harmony here with the sixes in reverse. I got another six. I don't know how miserable this person truly is. I got a 4. Yeah, they try to act like they don't care. Okay, well, act like you don't care then. That's fine. Moving on. It's done with you. Let's finish you up. I definitely feel like the King of Cups here and the Ace of Wands is all about building a life of luxury here. Eight of Pentacles. You are building a life of luxury for yourself here. And not only for yourself, but for those you love, for those around you. I think that you are going to be very, very satisfied in love. Yeah, you never switched up. The Lovers and the Ten of Cups, the Death card in reverse, it never died. You may have been through some situations with some people here. You may have had some falling out. You may have had some arguments, but the love has never faded. Okay, these people, you've always always had the love. You've always had their love, and they've always loved you. You're gonna know your true friends because they're gonna always, people. We live in a society where like it's so easy for people to just like, and there's a difference between forcing yourself to be in something that you don't want to be in that's not healthy, and then fickleness, right? This is not a fickle love. This is someone here who truly loves you. And then there's 7 of Swords here in reverse. They can't fake it. So this person may try. Here's the thing, like, you ever like, I can't stay. It's given that I can't stay mad at you. It's really given that I can't stay mad at you. I want to be mad at you, but I can't stay mad at you because I know you know what I mean? Like, your dog chews up your shoe, and then they go and hide, and you're like, and they hit you with those little puppy dog eyes, and you're just like, don't. Like you're just a stupid cute dog, and you have anxiety when I leave, and I should have put you in the crate before I left anyway. I was being lazy, and your doggy brain just couldn't control yourself. The High Priestess here in reverse. 7 of Swords and the High Priestess here in reverse. Can I get some clarification on these two? Okay. Okay. The 8 of Swords in reverse. This is confusing me. 8 of Swords in reverse with the High Priestess in reverse and the 7 of Swords in reverse here. To me, I feel like you could be having a perspective change here on how maybe you were intuitively projecting your fears subconsciously onto certain people. Like, out of fear, you were afraid of these people you love switching up on you. So you were constantly looking for signs. And then, like, when no sign ever arose, you just kind of like, you kind of just, I don't know, like you were really wanting to make sure exposure, liberation. I feel like, people's true motives have been revealed here. I think that their avoidance. Help me out, Spirit, because now I'm getting a little confused with this. 33333. Okay. So you're going through this. I'm done pulling cards. I got this message. I figured it out. Thank you, Spirit. So you're going through a little moment with someone here that you truly love, and this person truly loves you. But this person they're going through like some type of paradigm shift where, Spirit is using you as the catalyst for their growth, which is good for them. And it's good for you because this is someone who is very important to you. But this is going to be a very slow burn. This person has a lot of healing to do. And right now they're under a lot of confusion. And they're going through this purge. And I feel like you just need to give this person some space, some time. Allow them to feel what they feel. There is someone here who truly loves you, who is hurting right now because they feel rejected and left out in the cold by you. But it's their mindset, it's their ego, it's this, the devil and the Hierophant energy here, and they have to really check themselves and fight themselves. But with this Knight of Pentacles here, I do feel like there is going to be a period of recovery, a very slow period of recovery. So give them space, give them time, allow things to be what they need to be, and you're going to be fine, okay? You got this King of Cups energy. You're a very patient, calm, loving person here. If this is romantic love, you have a romantic partner here who's going to show you like the better side of living. Someone who is very cultured, someone who is very articulate, someone who is very intelligent, someone who is very creative, someone who is very passionate, someone who is very like lover, romantic. I'm talking like balconies with the sun rising and mimosas or fake mosas or whatever, mosa, ya osa. It's just going to be a really, really good time for you. And someone here who you really want to be around you is going to have to sit up and eat it, because they know that in order to be around you, they're going to have to change their behavior. Ain't no other way about it. You can sit here and you can act all fucking for cuss if you want to, bitch. But you're the one that's missing out, not me, not Aries. You're the one that's getting like left out in the cold because of your behavior. So someone who you thought was meant to be your ride or die, and they are your ride or die. They're being a hater pater. They're just being a hater baiter. All right, Aries. You know, I always say I'm gonna make a short video, but then I start to talking, and you know, I start to having to use my hands. Sorry. I love you guys, and you know, things are gonna be okay. I don't want you to spend all your energy worrying about making other people happy, because that's not your job. It's not your position in life, is to worry about other people's happiness. Your job is to offer happiness, and it's up to them whether they take it or not. You know, they can either be with you or they cannot. But I don't think anyone's against you. I just think the absence of your love can just feel so heavy to some people. All right. Okay, guys. Well, that's all I got for you today. I'm doing my best to upload this today. And until next time, I love you guys. Drink water, be safe, and peace.